great time. Hello Valhalla and Classic viewers, this is production letting you know this is your 1 minute warning before we tune back into the stream.
Hello, I'm Quickness, and I'm here with Runeskin. How's it going, Mr. Ben Hobson? He's shy. Anyways, we're back again with the Super Scuff stream, and we are going to be getting into a fresh new rosters. Teams have been shuffled once again. We saw quite a dominant performance out of Tranquility and Sharkbait. I think they're the only undefeated players in this entire series here today. I think perfect 9-0. So it's really going to be between those two players to see who accumulates the most points to win the Super Scuff Scrim Shuffle Championship, whatever we're calling here today. So I think we're about ready to check out those rosters and see what we're cooking with. Okay. Oh, we have a surprise addition. A wild IM Exoman has appeared, and he is filling in for one of the players. That is the mid Doomfist player that you want to check out on TikTok that has excellent editing skills. So it looks like 2U Sharkbait, and we lost it, but that's okay. But, oh, we're back. Just kidding. So 2U Sharkbait, Reforming Key, Exoman, and Turtle Wumpkins will be on T1. Flipping over to T2 now, we have Weapon Lex, Lenfridos, Big Max, Tranquility, and Gavatron. So I think it comes down to Tranquility versus Sharkbait to see who actually is the undefeated Super Scrim Scuff Classic champion.
Yeah, it's really down to those two right there.
Wow, look at that flying. Look at that production. Where did it go? Oh, it's back. Okay. Alright, enough with the scuffiness. Let's get into it and see what map we are starting out on. And look at, oh my gosh, look at that production. It's everywhere. Looks like we are starting on Nepal. Not sure whose map pick this was. And so the teams are so shuffled at this point, I don't even know what to reference anymore. We've seen players do incredibly well on one stack and struggle on others. It's interesting to see the 1v1 matchups across the board and seeing, you know, who's really shutting down who or who's really empowering their team to do what. So I'm coming to this with like little to no expectations, and we do have that surprise player, Mr. I Am Exoman, known Doomfist aficionado and Junkrat player. Interesting to see that. We have Tranquility coming in on the Hog. He's been on support all day, and he is shifting over to Hog. Maybe he can shut down the Exoman Doomfist. It's interesting to see. I'm just gonna take it that these are almost two brand new teams here. Like I don't know how else to look at it. Tranquility being on the Hog should make this an interesting. I mean, known support player, but excellent tank player as well in his own right.
Yeah, and a little bit of a sidebar after this, or before this, talking to Mr. Tranquility, he said his sole goal is to ruin Mr. Exoman's experience.
Well, it is his birthday, so even better.
Yeah, Mr. Exoman, it is his birthday today, so ruining his experience would just be all the better.
I mean, he's ready to sell the tournament to ruin Mr. Exoman's time. What a guy. Okay, looks like, Tranquility already struggling, but Exoman does get hit by that nade and has to back off. This is probably one of the more balanced team fights we've seen so far. Both sides trading out main supports. Reforming Key find the second on Lord Inferno. So it looks like blue team is going to have advantage, but Tranquility answers back with the hook into the trap. Talk about a wombo combo. Massive, and this is looking like a much more balanced matchup here. A lot of back and forth, a lot of tit for tat. It is going pretty good. This looks to be a pretty competitive series. What are you seeing so far, Mr. Huntar?
I'm seeing a lot of pokiness coming out of the red team here. A lot of that venture junk hog. Just there's so much poke potential that it's going to be hard for the Weaver or the Sojourn to get across that open space because there's just so much spam. I mean, the Doomfist is going to have a little bit of a rough time against that junk and hog, but I don't think that's the main concern. Mr. Exoman's pretty decent about working around his counters, so it's really going to just be all that spam for the backline.
Yeah, and actually finding the first two elims there on the red team's backline. Make it 3, taking out the whole support line. Tranquility is doing quite a bit there to stay in the fight and holding it down as well, but I think he will eventually fall here. His 2U is going to clean him up, but really, honestly, super competitive so far. Exoman and 2U kind of putting on a clinic. It looks like he's really getting a lot done with those slams and engages, and 2U is able to come up and just clean everything up from there on out. A lot of ults online for blue team already, both DPS, and we have the slam online for Exoman. But we have a whole hog rally, nano, everything about to come online for red as well. I think this could really, wow, massive hook out of the sky. You're going to force that slam out. Looks like he's trying to get something done on the Ana. Does find Big Mac. Has that empowered punch, but is just going to use to escape. And he is just, Tranquility is hitting these hooks. That was a massive purple to shut down that whole hog, which probably would have resulted in sending a few off the map, but is forced to back off and take a breather. Lemon Furnos is doing a lot with that excavate, and Tranquility finds one on the Ana as well. Wow, this is a true back and forth affair. I think we found some pretty balanced teams here now.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed this, but going into the beginning of that fight, Mr. Exoman was looking for a diag onto the Ana right there. He was standing on that high ground, went for the diag off the roof, but he got hooked out of it.
Anything for the TikTok.
Anything for the TikTok. We know he's going to clip this.
And I hope he hits it, and I can see it on my Facebook Reels. Anyways, looks like we're back into this fight. I think Big Mac is looking to hit somebody with a nano here. Probably going to want to get aggressive with it. A lot of crit, and there comes another hook onto the Doomfist, forcing him out. Weapon Lex finds a tire onto Reforming Key. 80% for red right now, and they are up a player right now, so blue is going to have a hard time living into this fight. I think we're going to see the map decided right here. 2U finding that pick on Weapon Lex is massive. They're going to need to make get a lot done with this tree here on point and make some stuff happen, because the time is, we are almost the OT right now. Out comes that tree, and Nano is going to hit the hog with a huge hook when he gets swept out of it. I don't know who's doing this. Exoman finds one, True Orphans finds another. I think blue team should be able to stabilize here, and they will have 2 ultimates online for the re-aggression from red.
Yeah. Blue team winning this fight here, but able to save that Doom ult while also having the nano in their pocket for this next fight. Red team used all of their ults and didn't come out on top, so blue team has a bit of a favor right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could see that whole hog and that excavate get online here pretty quickly, but it really is going to come down to who finds that pick first and can press that advantage. But very, very close series so far. Sharkbait fighting Lord Infernos. That is rough, because that was one of the ultimates you're depending on. And out comes the Nano on the Doomfist, probably going to punch that hog out, and actually probably going to be able to finish him off here if he can play his cards right. Another big hook done. Hits the whole hog, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull it out, and Blue is going to narrowly take that first point. But man, really good team fights, really balanced compositions right now, and I think we found maybe the best solution for these Doomfists running around, which might just be the hog, because he was not nearly able to be as effective as he'd like. Still getting a lot of work done, don't get me wrong, but that hog just able to plant his feet and really stop the Doomfist from running people over and finding picks of his own was excellent.
Yeah, and with that round, we did see a very closely matched game with the 199 coming out from the teams, but Mr. Exoman's Doomfist is just such a force of nature that it's really hard to stop him. He's just able to run around as much as he likes to isolate the picks. He's just indomitable.
Yeah, I think the Ana on both sides is a pretty good solution for both tanks as well. I think, well, I say that, but now we have the Orisa coming out. I think Mr. Tranquility wants to shut down the Doomfist in a different way, and I think he is wanting to be crowned the Super Scrim champion over Mr. Sharkbait here. So, already almost has Terra Surge online as well. Red with a quick cap. I think they're going to have a hard time getting out of this, but he does get the Empowered Punch here. Probably looking to try to stun that Venture out. Ooh, Tuyu finding a massive pick onto Gavatron, but a huge surge coming out already. They're stuck in that room, and he catches two. That is massive. Loses his life for it, but we could see a pretty strong momentum swing. And quite a bit of point cap here. Looks like our stream is cutting out a bit. We tried to hit the replay system again, but was not successful. Or we did get a replay. Look at that. Kinda. I don't know. Where are we? It was a replay.
It's just laggy for us on our side.
We replayed all the way to the map, so missed quite a bit there. But wow, Red actually able, still retaining the point. Reform Key hitting quite a few picks there as well. But Red is still holding this.
Yeah, Blue team has been very slow about their walk onto point. Does find the Orisa real fast, but without their Doom, they haven't been able to walk forward very much. They're just kind of just standing around, and Red team was able to get so much progress on the point. Now, Mexoman is back, is looking to kill this Junkrat early. He's very overextended, so he's gonna fall.
Oh, and actually forced out the Doom ult. Interesting.
Does use the Doom
fight
ult.
that was completely won by Blue. I mean, maybe he just really wanted that Empower Punch for next fight, but 4 ults online for the side of Blue, and we have 2 for Red coming up on the 3rd, and probably the way Tranquility's been building those surges, probably not so far behind on the 4th. I think the big thing we're going to be looking at is how this Blizzard is used in this next fight. That is a very difficult ultimate for the team to push through. Not so much for the Orisa, because she could just shift out of it and just pop that Fortify, but as you see, Tranquility actually just taking that space, and oh, I think he actually canceled the Blizzard with that spear, because I don't see that ultimate online, and I didn't see that Blizzard get tossed anywhere. That is massive.
That's a very hard shot to hit. It's a lot easier to just spin your spear and eat it, but spearing him out of it is definitely something that's very impressive.
Yeah, that was incredible. Unfortunately, does not win the fight, even with that clutch play, and they did invest the Venture ult, but it looks like Blue committed 3 ults into that fight, so Red might be able to just march it down with the ultimate advantage. Now the man advantage. Doomfist purple, I think they just fed him Empowered Punch, but Weapon X coming in with a tire, no supports for the side of Blue. This should be easy cleanup for Red. I don't think they want to commit any more ults to this fight, though, and it looks like they will leave it there. Looks like out of Blue team, we're going to need Mr. Reforming Key to make a play with that rail, and he does get staggered out, unfortunately, trying to hide behind. They're going to want to restack and come in. The unfortunate part, though, is this fight is probably going to end up on point towards the end, the way this time's worked out, and Tranquility, he has that Terra Surge online, and Big Mac could hit him with the Nano that just all but guarantee anyone standing in that area is just going to get taken down. But Tranquility with a massive damage getting chunked down on him. He's able to live and try to stave off the Doomfist, but both sides taking a lot of casualties. Orisa is able to stay up, and it looks like he's going to close out this Doom with the help of Orisa, or with the help of Moira. Moira's on the other team. What am I saying? Okay, 11 Infernos versus Doom. Let's see what happens. I think I got to give it to the Doom here. Yep, and he does. So, clutch performance from IMXaman to hold that down. It looks like we're going to be leaning on the Venture ult out of red, and Reform Key is going to need to make something out of this rail. If it does extend a little bit, they are going to have that Blizzard online, which is going to be really difficult for red to deal with.
Yeah, Mr. IMXoman really single-handedly saving the point right there. Able to kill London Infernos before he's able to do anything. Tranquility does opt for the Malga pick, but is getting stuck in the Blizzard. Suzu'd out of it. Venture ult coming out, finding Sharkbait. Mexoman trading onto the Venture, looking for a pick. Kiri 1 does get wombo comboed. Tranquility's isolated. Mexoman's going on to him. That's Malga for you, everybody. Able to sustain himself just by shooting the tank.
Yeah, pretty scrappy fight. Doomfist putting in a lot of work, and Reform Key able to get a lot done with that rail. But wow, talk about a really balanced first map, and both going to almost 99-100. Actually, I think both going to 99-100, and then Blue really just able to get it over the line. Excellent Doom play out of IMXaman. I think Tranquility did a lot in his outright. It really just felt like both tanks were doing quite a bit, and then you had Tuyu and you had London Infernos really just picking up the slack there. Oh, we got the replay system working. That is incredible. Would you look at that? Thick. And back to the desk, which I wasn't ready for. Yeah. Anyways, Super Scuff Stream coming at you on a Sunday. Valhalla Classic Scuff Stream special casters. You know what they say: special teams, special players, special casters. Okay. Anyways, map. Yeah, I think. What do you think of that first map we saw?
That was such a dominant display from Mr. Exoman right there. He just really got to run around and do whatever he wanted. I mean, we did see great gameplay coming out of Tranquility on the first Hog, being able to shut down the Doomfist for quite a lot of what he was wanting to do. Without that Hog right there, he would have been far more rampant, going for dags constantly. And with that Orisa right there, he was also very strong, being able to run around on the backline as well as spear the Doomfist out of whatever he was trying to do. It like you said, it was a very balanced game. It did go to 199 both times. So I'm really looking forward to this next game right here to see what Tranquility has in store for Mr. Exoman.
Yeah, I mean, we could also see some role swaps. Obviously, Tranquility mostly a support player, but played an excellent Hog, played an excellent Orisa. But then you have Exoman that might also pull out the Junkrat, depending on what map they go on to. We've seen a lot of flexibility out of all of the players here today, but I think this has been the best iteration of teams to really give us a super competitive matchup where everyone is, playing the role they're most comfortable on, and we're seeing the teams kind of like gel and have quite a bit of synergy. So interesting to see. It looks like we're getting into map number 2 here, which will be Circuit Royale. Ooh, Circuit Royale. Pretty big Sigma map. Now, I said that last time, and nobody played Sigma. So I could see Mr. Exoman locking in the Doomfist. I could see Tranquility running back the Orisa, or maybe playing the Sigma, or he could be on Zenyatta. He's a big Zenyatta player, and this is a Zenyatta map. He might elect to try to play the Zenyatta and really just try to frag out as much as he can. Who plays tank for his team at that point, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess we will just have to see when it gets all locked in. But Circuit traditionally dominated by Sigma. We see Sigma in the meta sometimes on other maps, but he's pretty much always picked on Circuit 90% of the time.
Yeah, Sigma only really gets Sigma's only really meta for the other maps once they tweak his damage numbers a little bit, so he has a little more burstability. these maps with such long sight lines are just so good for him. Your Junkertowns, your Circuit Royales, your Havanas, the long sight lines just permit him to have unadulterated reign over the game. Now, same goes with Zen here. Having those long sightlines allows for the volleys to be thrown. So I am looking forward to seeing what the comps go for. We do see Tranquility still on the tank here, opting for the Ramatra, while Mr. Exoman does go for the Sigma. Something I didn't expect. I don't really think I've seen too much of his Sigma in the past. Tuyu on the Widow once again, opting to play on the high ground, but London Furnace, I do believe, saw him do that, so he's not unknown.
Yeah, actually we do. Oh, we see actually Exoman on the Sigma. We haven't seen him play much Sigma. We have Tranquility on the Ramatra, wanting to punch through that shield and punish him for picking the Sigma here. But, ooh, Exoman already finding a pick on the Big Mac. Tuyu already on that Widow, but getting pressured out by the Sombra, and I think the Sombra is going to be a menace for Tuyu, but also is going to be really frustrating for the Sigma to deal with as well, just because if you ever go for that ult, you know you're probably going to get hacked, depending on the ult track.
Yeah, it's just when you're playing against the Sombra with the Sigma, you need to put down your shield and sit behind it when you flux, but other than that, he might have a little bit of a hard time with it, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, personally.
Yeah, I think very good comp picks on both sides. I think the Junkrat is a bit of an interesting pick just because there are a lot of straightaways. I say that and he finds a pick. There's a lot of straightaways to play in, but it's not very tight. Wow, Tuyu just getting every piece of util possible from his team to bail him out of that situation, but it looks like Tranquility is going to be able to run over a fair amount of the backline, but Exoman just kind of holding it down and finding a bunch of picks while Tuyu does his thing. Wow, massive rock. There's no way that Moira gets out. Good night, Big Mac. Sorry. What the Sigma Pog Champ crazy. Production's literally losing her mind right now. But pretty dominant display out of blue so far. I feel like red definitely has the right idea, but I think the Weapon Lex actually able to pick Tuyu. That is massive. They're going to want to push on that immediately, but maybe not straight into the rock like Mr. Drigmack did there. I need to stop saying Mr. I don't know why I keep adding Mr. to everything.
It's a bit of a habit. I do the same. Now, historically, like I think we've said this earlier, but Mr. I am Exoman, sorry, we did it again. Historically, a Doom 1 trick. Recently, though, with a bit of coaching, he's been learning other tanks, primarily, like we see here, the Sigma and the Junker Queen. So he's getting a little more diverse with his player selection. So we are really seeing him grow as a player when playing these new characters here.
Yeah, I think definitely putting in some work here and pretty disciplined. Looks like he did pretty good use of all of his abilities. Uninferno's actually like running amok on the Sombra though, and Red is able to just march it down. It's interesting to see that both tanks are just kind of ignoring each other and trying to march on each other's backlines as much as possible. And interesting to see that dynamic. I didn't see the Flux come out. Where was the Flux? Did he get hacked out of it?
He could have. I didn't really see it. The Spectre didn't catch it. Talking on what you said right there, how the tanks are ignoring him, that's really not an uncommon sight, especially with a Ramatra. He just really wants to run out of that backline, so the Sig has an option. He either turns, rocks the Sig, or he just reciprocates that aggression onto the enemy backline. So it's really, this is really an interesting game because they're honestly playing very well. They're very balanced in their team play, so it's interesting to see what this game has in store.
Yeah, I think, again, it's Blue did put up quite a strong performance on that first point, but Red was able to find some key picks and just kind of march it down. I would say the tempo of these iterations of teams is a lot more, you know, balanced, a lot more, really like, just I feel like both teams are just much more coordinated than the past. It could just be that all the players have now, you know, played so many maps today. I mean, this is like fourth go
This is the fourth set, yeah.
Set. So like this is map number 11 for all the players. They've got quite a bit of time to get to play with each other, even through all the scrambles. I think they're just really starting to, figure out how to work together. Oh, close, but not really going to get it done in the face of that Sig shield. Good attempt. I did have to. I think Weapon Lex is kind of struggling with the Reaper on this map. He did find 2 opening picks on the Widow that did, lead to them able to march down the first point. So I gotta give him some credit there. But Reaper is a little bit rough to play in these super long sight lines, where Sombra can, invis and find herself behind them. But Reaper is just kind of having a tougher time, especially into the face of Lifeweaver, surprisingly. Because that Lifeweaver can just play so far back and can just pull the Widow out if the Reaper presses him.
Yeah. And coming into this fight here, we have the Ilario coming out. We also see the Annihilation. We might see the Flux here. I don't know. He built it very fast. It wouldn't be surprising if he decided to use it. Here comes the Flux. Ramatra running on the back line. The Flux... I don't know if the stream glitched out for me. I didn't know if it saw anything. Mr. Tranquility did fall over. Wasn't able to do very much. Opting to swap off of the Ramatra to the Hog. Not a bad pick. Hog is pretty decent into Sig, especially when you hook him out of his eat. So it's not a bad pick from Tranquility here.
Yeah, and I think it's really going to hinge on how big can this EMP be, which, unfortunately, they're going to lose their Kiriko immediately, and Lunfurnos is going to have to get out of here and wait to reset. I wonder if he's... Oh, Tranquility also actually finding Shark Bait. The 2 answered back onto Weapon Leg, just like you talked about, hooked him right out of his grasp. He gets Lifeweaver pulled out of a singular frame, but was able to get pulled and use that tree. Out comes EMP, which is absolutely massive. Tranquility gets 1, looking for 2, turns around. Whoa! But Hanzo with the massive dragon takes out 2. I don't know if the players fell into that or what happened there. Hog might be able to hold down. No, it looks like he's probably going to get surrounded here. But out actually comes whole Hog, but there goes the rock, stunning him out of it. And it looks like Blue is going to be able to hold on right here. Not too bad out of Red, though. They got quite a bit of progress. Almost completing 2 points. They are currently trying to hold it down, but I think the Sun is going to seal their fate there. Wow, Reforming Key actually putting up pride of performance today across 3 different roles. I mean, I think maybe he just shouldn't play DPS. I don't know, support and tank are actually looking pretty good.
Only if you could put up these numbers in games that really mattered at the end of the day.
What do you mean? This matters.
Oh, yeah?
It's the Super Scuff Scrim Special Spectacular Classic.
Yeah, well, if only there was, like, a prize for, like, winning this besides,
There
like,
might
our admiration.
Who knows?
Now, with the Hog there, he did build that whole Hog impressively fast in only 1 team fight. That really just goes to show how much damage Tranquility is doing on the Roadhog. But it wasn't enough at the end of the day. The rock and the eats were just too much for the Hog to take in that last fight right there. So we'll see what the second round has to offer. Blue team only really has to oh my god, I'm sorry. Blue team has to really hold them because they didn't even get to cap second point. But red team is opting for the Ramatra for the attack. I mean defense.
Yeah, and then we see that Doom coming out as well. So I think they're not gonna want to play the poke game. He's gonna want to try to just get past the tank, jump onto the back line, probably looking to fight that on more than anything. I mean,
my money's on him hopping over that wall right there and trying to get a pick.
Yeah, and it looks like Big Mac's already aware of that. He's pinging it, he's showing it. Yeah, I think they're gonna do some Lifeweaver attack and try to all go over the wall, but Mr. Big Mac scouted that out, and I think the jig is up. And yep, just like you said, there it is. But Lunfurnos actually able to catch the Widow out. I think this Torb is going to be interesting, where it can be pretty good at peppering the Doom and putting some pressure on the backline, but that turret can also feed him Empowered Punch almost every fight, which we do see he has. Pretty chunky into the Doomfist, but also can feed him up. And that's a rough one. Empowered Punch right on Sekiriko, taking him out, but Tranquility answers back, following up on that nade. These are some very scrappy fights. Ooh, Venture trying to hit something inspirational, does get out with his life, but these fights are very back and forth, very scrappy. You know, you don't see a whole lot of Lifeweaver, and he's not typically preferred, but I will have to admit, I feel like the Lifeweaver is doing a lot on this map.
Yeah. Right there in that team fight, Exoman did go in with very little abilities online and did have to pull a lot of resources from his support line right there. A little dangerous to do, especially because he had to put his Lifeweaver in a very poor position to save his life. But we're still seeing a very scrappy fights coming from Red and Blue here.
Yeah, actually, Red did quite a good job of burning time off the clock, and this is what I talked about. Look, he just got the Empowered Punch off the turret for free. I think that we're going to need to see a regroup out of Red, and we're going to need to get a lot done with that Ramatra ult. Looks like Exoman is going to try to make a play before they can touch, but they are restacking. Clearly some good comms flowing over there that they are playing this smart. Doom ult about to be online. You're probably going to see some really aggressive play because he can get out with that.
Oh,
just missed it. Try to do it for TikTok. Oh, they fed him Empowered Punch. No, what are you doing? He's going to run you guys over now.
Looking at the Ani here with the Empowered Punch, hits Torb instead, immediately gets the kill, breaking turret. Ana now, looking for the punch, and does find the kill. Now, into that fight, they really should not have charged his Empowered Punch. They really just gave him the opportunity to run amok.
Yeah,
but
if he doesn't have Empowered Punch, it's a lot easier to deal with him, but again, he has Empowered Punch.
Yeah.
And Tranquility trying to get something done with this Ramatra ult. Oh, and Lord Inferno's finding one out the gate, but 2U answers back. Even fight here. Tranquility takes down 2U as well. But here comes Doom punching into the back line. Oh, this is again, wow. Supports are actually doing work on both sides if they can stay alive. Look, both tanks just punching out the other, literally punching out their other opposing supports, barely living. I mean, both of these tanks are living on very fine margins and able to sustain and get out. Like, really excellent play out of both sides. We did the McCree coming out, and oh,
a very creative play coming from Reaper. What?
Not sure what's going on there, but making plays.
Doomfist going on to the Ana, very low health. Does grab the Mega, but it isn't going to be enough to save his life. Doomfist then pivoting onto the Ramatra. We're getting a replay right now.
Tranquility taking out one key till you find Tranquility in return. Venture is somewhere on the map, I don't know. And here we go, Sharkbait is currently playing Subway Surfer on the card.
Sharkbait, ooh ha ha.
Yeah, that guy. Vision coming out. Red has a massive ultimate advantage if they can get back to the cart. I don't know if we've seen the Ramatra ult really come out. Here comes the Nano. Nano is onto the Reaper. Out comes the Ramatra ult. Tree is on point. We should see Red winning this. The Ram ult does run out a little bit earlier than anticipated, and that tree is just keeping everyone so healthy from Blue, but out comes the Excavate, and Tranquility is going to find himself another. I think it's just the Doom left on this point. He's going to try to get out, and he will successfully do so. We do have a Blossom on deck, which could be massive if it's timed right, but we have Slam and Rally online for Red Team, which are pretty large in their own regard. Ooh, Lemon Inferno's actually opting over to go to the Sombra to try to make Exoman's life a little bit difficult. And you can see he's setting back up. He's waiting for him to punch in to try to shut him down. I think you might see that hat come off on him here in a second. There it is, but he ults to get out of it. He might find the Sombra. Nope, barely getting out. This is a very close fight. We need to see something big with this Blossom right here. Tranquility finding one, Sharkbait finding one in return. And man, this is just a very scrappy fight. Oh, Big Blossom on the carpet. Oh, punched and shot down. Tranquility might be able to get a ultimate off, which can stall for quite some time. It looks like he does, but out comes the High Noon. I don't think anyone from Red can hold this down. Sombra doing the best they can. Looks like Moira's going to come in for the touch as well, but they will not be able to touch. Unfortunate. Looks like blue team is going to take this one as well. We might just be looking at another 3-0. I could also see this going to all 5. It depends. I mean, they only won with about 20 seconds left on the clock. Second play of the game for I Am Exo Man on his birthday. Incredible.
Yeah, like I said last game, Mr. Exoman really just kind of indomitable. He has just all the opportunity in the world to run around the backline. I do think that we need to see the Kree Pock. Oh shoot, we're on cam. I do think that we need to see that the Hinder needs to be held a little more for that Doomfist as soon as he dives in onto that backline, because if the Hinder is held for that, then the Doom will fall over a lot easier. But that's not to say that it was only Mr. Exoman. His team was doing a great job of supporting him, even when he was getting a little inty. Take for example.
Super Scuff Stream.
Take for example the Lifeweaver, who was able to sustain the Doomfist quite a bit, and the DPS who were making plenty of space.
Yeah, I think one of the big things I'm seeing that's different out of these iterations, I'm seeing people not really like sit back and try to do the same thing over and over. They are recognizing like, oh, look, the Doom is just coming in over and over. So we saw Infernos go to the Sombra and sit back to hack him. And we're seeing them make adjustments quickly and not just try to, hope something changes, but being the change, and really trying to counterpick and counterplay what's going on. And I really think that both sides are still like pretty evenly balanced, 99 to 100, 99 to 100, and then barely closing out the map with 20 seconds left. I mean, realistically, if one of those ultimates goes the way of the other team, I mean, we'd be looking at a 1-1 scoreline right now.
These games really are anybody's game. It's just whoever has the better ult economy or the better ult usage when it comes down to it.
Yeah, both of these fights have been one team fight swings the other way, the map swings the other way. So it's really good games to close out on here today, and it's pretty awesome. I think Mr. Sharkbait now is currently the leading Super Scuffed Scrim-tacular champion at the moment. Now, if Tranquility can pull his team to a reverse sweep, then he would win out. So, but I think Sharkbait is the only undefeated player so far across all of the rosters. So maybe he will be the Super Scuffed Scrim Spectacular Classic champion.
Mr. Sharkbait's been doing a pretty good job today in general. He's been hopping around for a couple roles, but all in all, he's been doing a pretty good job on that.
Yeah, I mean, he was dominant on the Doomfist when he was playing as well. Just, again, kind of doing whatever he wants and not really getting answered. Were we just on Junkertown?
No, we were not. This is last set's thing. This is last set's graphic.
Well, you know what they say. If it's not scuffed, it's not the Valhalla Classic. So, we like it. Colosseo coming up next, and we are set to play 5, potentially, but apparently when we did production this morning, we know it'd be all 3-0, so we just let it ride. Yeah, Colosseo. I think that plays pretty well into the Doomfist, to be honest. I could see Wrecking Ball going really well here. I could see Junker Queen. I don't know. There's a lot. I feel like it's pretty open to whatever you want to do. There's really good Widow play here. There's really good Tracer play here. You could play Poke. I would say there's a lot of open space, so like you can run the Brawl, but you have to be really careful of those sight lines. And then Dive can be pretty solid as well, especially along, like I said, a Wrecking Ball. So I don't know what both teams will come out with. It's interesting to see, where we'll go from here. But we could be looking at a 3-0 wrap-up. We could be looking at going on to a map 4, which we do not have assets for. So that's all right.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. We'll pull out MS Paint and we will put something together.
Yeah. A little bit of background information. Over these last couple of years, West has had a tendency to churn out several Doom players.
Who?
Shark Bait, Mr.
Oh.
Exo-Man.
That's two. That's not several.
There's Matthew, who comes in during lunch. There's one more. I don't know his name.
That's like two. That's not several.
Several meaning multiple. I get it.
I would say we turned out
I'm talking.
several Reinhardt players.
Yeah, we have. I am Huntar.
Production's having too much fun.
But no. In all actuality, we have churned out several fairly decent Doom players over these last couple of years.
Oh wait, we have Frankbot too.
Frankbot, yeah. So that's 3 good ones right there in the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, no. And a fun fact, not fun fact, but another tidbit on that, they all play Junkrat too.
That would explain the smell.
You know, you know what they say? If you take a shower, you're gonna lose SR.
That's true. That's medically tested. Hello,
folks.
I'm interested to see kind of where we go here and where we end up. So we could see Hog, we could see Sigma, we could see Queen, we could see Orisa, we could see really anything here. I mean, we've seen pretty much all the tanks get played today. I'm pretty sure.
We haven't seen a Zarya, have
Yes,
we?
we have.
We have?
Yep. Sorry, got played earlier. Maybe it was on the off stream, but we did see Zarya.
I mean, I didn't see any of the off stream.
We saw. I think we checked off every tank. No Winston. No Winston.
We need to give Monkey a little love. What I want to see,
Winton.
is a good old fashioned Rhine 1v1.
A man can dream.
Oh well, you know, I dream large.
Well, isn't that great?
Large German men.
Okay, that is Reinhardt. Looks like we're. Is this a replay?
It's a replay.
Did you play a replay of this?
No, they're wanting to replay me saying I am Huntar.
Oh, they didn't get the audio though. They haven't figured out the replay audio.
No, they haven't.
I say they like it's not one person back there.
Hi, Adiel.
Adele. Why are we yapping?
So we turned out several
Reinhardt players.
We have. I am Huntar.
Production's having too. Bro, this is like a bad Tim and Eric skit.
Yeah.
It's not. Okay.
Hello, we're live from the studio right now. This is a little update. We're going to take a 5-minute technical pause. So we will be back momentarily in 5 minutes with the third and final match of the Valhalla Classic.
I hear voices. All right. We're going to cut back to some graphics so we don't have to sit here on camera. I don't like you.
I love my job. Oh.
say we turned out several Reinhardt players.
Yeah, we have. I am Huntar.
Production's having too much fun.
But I can do it to you.
Why? Why? Dude, I need a haircut. This is bad. This is bad. Unzoom the camera.
Bringing it on me, guys.
What is this? Hello. Welcome back to the Super Scuffed Valhalla Classic Scramble Scrim Spectacular. We are in for round 4, the fourth and final round, and we are currently 2-0 in favor of blue team, right? Blue team.
Blue.
This is a best of 5, so if blue team is able to get it done here, that will be the end result. The Super Scuffed Scramble champion will be crowned, which currently is Sharkbait. If Red can battle back, win this one and the next one, then we're actually going to go to a 1v1 versus those two instead of rolling the 5th map because it's the Super Scuffed Scrim Spectacular special.
Now maybe we do another one of these in spring where it'll be a little less scuffed, but you know.
We could do the less Scuffed Scrim Spectacular special, that's true. But it would kind of lose a lot of its character at that point.
Oh yeah. It would be too normal, too well put together.
Yeah, we don't want that. Standards, right? Okay, I think we are going to Colosseo for the third and possibly final map of this entire day. Why is the replay transition going? It's production and
Audio hop 2, dude.
yeah, come on, what are we doing here?
You're gonna get like your pay lowered.
Yeah, I'm gonna lower your pay. I'm gonna divide it by 6. Which is like 6 times less than 0.
1/6 of 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a negative number? Or is it a positive number?
It's still 0.
What?
Yeah. I know you didn't do too good math in school.
It's actually do too well in school.
Didn't do too good in math.
Did do too
school.
good. I see.
I'm an AP
doing
lit. Yeah.
too well in English.
I'm an AP
Production
lit.
is selling.
Yeah.
Why are we back at the desk? There we go.
There we go. Coming into the Colosseo game here. Let's see the comps we have selected.
It could be anything. It could even be a boat. Oh.
Doomfist again from Mr. Mexoman and Tranquility opting for the Mauga.
Can you please do me a favor? Can you do your what do you call it? Your impersonation of the Malga voice line.
Which one?
The ultimate. Please. No. Go back.
I was doing a weird face. Stop that.
Okay, we're getting into the game here. Let's lock in chat.
I was doing a weird face. Stop that.
Okay, we're getting into the game here. Let's lock.
Audio. I have your elementary school like yearbook photo. You can stop now.
Alright, looks like we have 2U on the Widow wanting to make the most out of these super long sight lines. Probably going to be able to get something done here. As I say that, he does find one Infernos on that Ana, who's actually off the venture. Interesting. Tranquility able to punish Sharkbait, take down one weapon. Lex is actually able to get onto the Widow somehow. Maybe he found his way down a flank or got a random lob on it. I think the Maga versus Doom fight is going to be really interesting here. Doomfist able to really like get around and get to where he wants to be in that back line, but Tranquility is really going to be able to control that cart as much as he wants, and Doom is going to lose the attrition battle most of that time, but Tranquility's team is falling down all around him, so he's going to have to basically, I don't know, he's died. So Red is going to lose the cart. Hopefully they get a quick regroup and get back on, because they still currently are in the lead, but it looks like the lead is not long for this world.
Yeah, so we see here again on the Doomfist, Mr. Exoman's favorite character in the game. He's, again, just trying to run around on the back line, do as much as he can. Sharkbait does find the early pick onto Brig. That's very good for blue team. As long as they could sustain and make sure they don't drop their Doomfist too early, they're going to be okay. Mauga's pinning in, but this is kind of dangerous for him, especially with the Hinder. Yeah, he has the cage, but we can counter that with the High Noon. He is overextending and does fall very fast. Junkrat falls next, and it's really just a clean win for blue team here.
Yeah, red is gonna have the cage for this next fight. Blue is sitting on almost nearly 4 ultimates themselves. I think Doomfist is gonna find a pick on that break here in just a second. Gavatron struggling to get something done, does get taken out. But Big Mac does able to find Shark Bait and Reforming Key. That is up 1 body for the red team. Exoman able to drop in on the Junkrat, who was tiring. Not sure if that tire got anything done. No, it actually looks like 2U is able to take it down. Tranquility coming in, hopefully going to catch Turtle Wumpkins, but Turtle Wumpkins escapes and kills Big Mac. What a crazy turn of events there. These Life Weaver play has actually been excellent all day. Still sitting on the cage. Looks like they're going to have a rally and a Blossom to pair with it, hopefully. Game's still very close. Out comes the Sun. Cage to try to keep himself up in there. Tranquility able to kill Sharkbait, but Sharkbait does find one Infernos with that High Noon, and another blue member falls. It's looking like red is going to need to make some swaps. Big Mac does find Reforming Key on the way out, but Tranquility is going to get staggered out, and the part progress is going to keep ticking blue.
Yeah, I do think Tranquility is a little too focused on trying to hard counter the Doomfist here. I think he should probably swap off a Malgra. Oh, he just did. He swapped to Orisa. Speak of the devil. Yeah, the Orisa's definitely going to be a better pick here. It's going to be a lot less burstable, and that spear is just going to be so good for isolating picks, even after the slight damage nerfs it got. Junkrat's overextending, but it doesn't seem to be able to be punished. And we are backing up a little bit. We do see Big Mac getting picked. He does have his Blossom, so that was a very good kill coming out from 2U. We do still see the Nano in the pocket of London Inferno, so it's probably going to be given to the Orisa here, but when we see that Nano, it's probably going to call the tree to be used as well. Walls have been popped. Big Mac is seen. He has no Wraith, and I don't think he has TP online. He's going to fall right here. And we already have another Doom ult coming out from Exoman, so we are pushing up to the first checkpoint.
Yeah, red is progressing, or I'm sorry, blue is progressing their lead pretty steadily here, and it was a pretty even fight for most of this, where blue barely had much lead, but now they have really snowballed that into a pretty large advantage. So we're gonna really need to see some big plays coming out of red before blue just snowballs this out of control. Tranquility trying to get in there. I think he's able to take down Sharkbait. He does have that Surge online. He just needs to find something to do with it. But I think another big problem, though, is this Doom is constantly getting fed Fist, and that is making a huge difference.
Oh, big pedal coming out from Turtle Wumpkins. That is such an annoying ability to have to deal with, especially on the Orisa. You can put your pedal right under her, and her ult is immediately useless. This has been some excellent Lifeweaver gameplay coming out from Turtle Wumpkins today. Mr. Exoman getting bailed out with the Suzu, did get antied and was 1 health, but is able to keep fighting. Tranquility is doing a great job of aggressing, does have good tracking skills onto the Genji, getting a nice pick onto Sharkbait, but Exoman is just looking to create chaos in that backline, pushing Reaper back and having the Ana preoccupied, going for the Junkrat now. Hits the Wombo combo, needs one more shot, gets it, gets the charge punch, but Big Mac gets a big Blossom!
Yeah, huge Blossom. Wish we could have caught that one, but he obviously got that done so fast, and had to find a sneaky angle there, because production didn't even catch it, and then neither did those 3 people he took out with it as well. This could be the start of a pretty steady red comeback. I mean, blue is going to have Blade to work with, is going to have the Doom ult to work with, but an early tire could potentially break up this aggression and stop it all in its tracks. Oh, and then paired with a Terra Surge as well. They're going to have to look after the boss. Out comes the Blade. Out comes the Doom ult. Sharkbait finds one. Pyre comes out on the Sharkbait, so he's not able to find any more with that Blade. Tranquility marches down Turtle Wumpkins as well. The Widow having to back off, not be able to add much, and I think they're gonna take this over the line. Someone from blue has actually stolen the bot, though. That's a bit of a problem. They really need to push this advantage and this aggression. Doom and Kiriko behind making a huge play and stealing that bot. Looks like Lamp came out a little bit early there. Massive spear on the Doom, floating him up into the air. He might be able to catch him out here, and he does. Picking that Doomfist is massive. Huge spear onto the Lifeweaver as well. Tranquility is really putting in work. It looks like Red is able to take the lead there. That is massive. 2U actually finding 2 massive headshots as well. Reforming Key cleaning up. But it doesn't matter because Red now has the lead, and it's up to Blue to try to push back and have to fight through some pretty suboptimal map terrain to get it back into their favor.
Yeah, since Blue has lost this lead, they're going to need to take a fight on this corner, and once they win this, they'll be able to get that lead back. But it's now their win condition.
Ooh, big play out of Weapon X. He does catch the Kiriko, which is gonna be, who also is coming up on that rush, but Blue just answers back for 3 kills there. Oh, massive sleep. He might be able to get out and not get staggered, but I think if Red might lose their lead here, because I don't think anyone can touch, which is pretty rough.
That's a very clean kill from Mr. Exoman here. Yeah, the Red's definitely going to lose their lead in a second. Baps won. He's probably going to force the Amor out. Nope. Chair Surge coming out. Doesn't really get much, and he falls over. This is very Blue. 2U is on a rampage as of now, finding several picks over the last few fights. He's been very uncontested in the backline. Red team opting mainly to counter for the Doomfist, maybe the Kree as well, but it's really been mostly Doom counters. 2U's just been able to be standing hard scoped and not be contested at all. Elmore being used early, and Mexaman on BAP using his ult, looking to get the to finalize the kill. BAP falling to 2U, and Tranquility is doing the best he can to try to isolate something.
Yeah, I think Tranquility is doing a lot here, but I feel like we're just seeing a massive support performance out of Turtle Wumpkin's Reforming Key. I think it's making a big difference in a pretty even fight. The life grips have just been massive. The Suzus have just been absolutely massive, and we've got some pretty nice sleeps and some pretty nice purples out of London Infernos, but like it's just been a constant bailouts for Blue team with the Suzus and the life grips that we just haven't seen from the same support line of Red, and they don't really have as much capabilities. We're seeing Lamp get forced out a lot really early, and then Nade is used incredibly aggressively, which is good, but like again, it's just getting Suzu'd and pulled, so they're just always having a bailout online. And jumping out of the Orisa ult, Exoman finds one on the way out. We're now in overtime. Red is just going to have to march it down this entire time if they have a shot of taking this map, but it is looking pretty good for Blue right now. It's going to be a dry last fight. The 2U finds a pick on the Big Mac. That is tragic. They're going to have to try to win this 4v5. Red needs to find a pick back pretty much immediately, or else they're going to have an extreme disadvantage, and he goes for the diag, but misses. 2U finds another one, though. There's just so much on Tranquility's back right now to try to make something happen, and he is just fighting alone, and it looks like Blue is gonna close it out here, and that is gonna come to an end.
Yeah, that was Red's win condition right there, but it didn't really work out. 2U was just on a rampage, Mexaman was uncontested, and Turtle Wumpkins just had so much healing factor right there that there wasn't anything Red could do to stop that. We saw in that last fight right there, Tranquility struggling to try to keep that point under control, but when you're 1v4, 1v5 on Orisa, there's not a whole lot you could do.
Yeah, I think he did quite a bit in his own right, but again, I think it kind of came down to a little bit of a support difference there, and nothing against Red supports. I think, like I said, Infernos was doing quite a bit, but I think the BAP laps were just getting forced out a little bit too early, and he was having to use those to survive, so he couldn't use them, reactively. And then we saw those Suzus and those life grips just so clutch in just so many situations. So again, I mean, that was an awesome last set to see. I know push can be a bit of a rough one, but realistically, Red lost 2 more team fights than Blue did. And it looks like a significant difference, but realistically, like, one ult or one grip is missed or one Suzu is missed, and that's another team fight won by Team Red. So, excellent last set. I mean, those were incredibly competitive games. We saw literally everybody on both teams pop off and have some pretty significant moments, but I think the tank matchup was excellent. I think that both of them played really well. We're pretty much 50-50. I think the DPS got a lot done, but again, I think it just came down to those micro little things, and I think the support just stood out a lot from Blue Team, just clutching up and saving people when they had no right to live. So massive, and I think that is going to crown Sharkbait as the Super Scuff Scrim champion. So playing all 3 roles as well.
Mr. Donovan Caleb Crawford coming in at the MVP of our Super Scuffed Valhalla.
I wouldn't say MVP. I would say, but he did win. Maybe he is MVP. Maybe he's the X factor.
Mr. Donovan Caleb Crawford being our most decorated player here at the Super Scuffed Valhalla Classic.
He is just Frostoff 2 MVP. That is true.
Frostoff
1, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't tell him yet. Frostoff 2 probably.
Climbing up in the ranks.
Look at him. He's doing it. So he will be our Super Scuffed Scrim-tacular champion. And I think with that, we will probably be closing out here today. We will be looking to probably host a whole invitational tournament featuring full teams across the KCell league. Hopefully, I don't know when, and it probably will not be as scuffed.
Hopefully not. Maybe we'll get some actual casters in the booth.
Could be. Guess we'll see. But I think that's going to be up from us. Yeah,
Where are you, Ben?
From us. Scuff stream, Scuff game. No, Scuff stream, Scuff production. Excellent games. And I think we will be signing off with that. Wait, that wasn't even it. Look.
Yeah.
Wait, I still hear me.
Yes, that's fine.
Please.
No.